All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, Dave Klemick, Nikki Earnshaw producing, and I got to be honest with you guys, I get chills. I'm going to get emotional. My father was in the Navy, and Mike Herron is a great guy. Mike Herron's going to be we're going to talk to him in a second, but his story, Dave, is it's unbelievable, and I have him on every year. I get so pumped up, fired up for Army Navy. I can't tell you. It's unbelievable.
We were just talking about at the break, we were just talking about how not just the game and how it's one of the purest rivalries, which is so cool for both the schools, but the kids. I was just down in Naval
They're
Academy
crackerjack people.
I couldn't believe how helpful everyone was and how no one had their cell phones up and looking at them. They were all addressing each other. They were all
sir, yes sir, no sir.
Had their shirts tucked in, and it was an amazing.
Nick, we have a YouTube. We have a comment. Let's read that.
Yeah, we do. We do have a comment from James Norm. He said, "Hey Billy, my niece and nephew are in Iraq 4 times in the Army. One on my sister's side, one on my brother's side. They said they are both retired right now. The Army wins today, 34-20. Go Army."
All right, let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good friend, former Naval Midshipmen football player. He went to Absegami High School. Mike Herron's with us. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, Billy. Hey, Dave. Nice to be here with you on Army-Navy Day.
Boy, I tell you what, Mike, it never gets old for me and you, and I know my family gets into it, but there's so many people associated with the military. This rivalry gets you jacked up, man.
It does. I'm in the car getting ready to go to the game. I'm finding myself stretching out my Dave, can you relate?
Mike, I feel like it's a sickness. I wake up, no kidding, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm jump out of bed thinking I'm going to miss the team meeting.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm so glad you said that.
Hey, Mike.
And
go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Billy.
I was going to say, Mike, we talked to you. We've told your story numerous times, and I'd like to do it like a short version of it, but talk to us about your recollection of what it was like game day, getting ready to play Army.
Oh, yeah, like it's just it's amazing. The weather is always a factor. You're bouncing around. You're fired up. And it's one of the best things to remember in my time there. And also knowing that everybody that put into your effort was your family, your friends, your coaches, your teachers. They're all part of this story. And the people that are serving right now, they're part of that story. So you feel obligated to do your best and to you're just fired up about the whole program.
Mike, and I know Dave, because you've never met my co-host and good friend Dave Klemick here. I've known both of you guys, and you guys kind of remind me of each other. Same stature, same build, and I know what drives Dave, and I know what drives you. But the weight of this game today for the players. It's got to be like, when they say you leave everything on the field, but can you get too jacked up? You know what I mean, Dave? When you're like, you get so fired up, you're not really prepared.
Well, Mike, I'll jump in this for 1 second, but this is such a huge thing because every person in the military is watching.
Yeah, everybody,
every military base
Generals
across the world, and then all the coaches. And now in the NFL level, when on a Saturday, that we would get together and watch Army Navy as a team.
Oh, get out, really?
We'd go in the auditorium and play the Army Navy game in Kansas City. That's pretty much.
So Mike, can you get so jacked up that you just like kind of get overwhelmed?
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the thing is, you just got to concentrate and one play at a time. I mean, Dave, and you too, Billy. I know you played.
Yeah.
We got to play one play at a time, and you got to win that play. And if you don't, you get you get your bell rung. You got to get up and you got to do your best the next play. So if you go beyond that each play at a time and the strategy that the coaches want you to follow, then you get off track. So you got to stay on track and you got to get the snap for the quarterback. He's got to get the snap and hold on to the ball, right?
Yeah, we're talking with former Naval Midshipmen football player Mike Herron. He went to Absegami High School. Mike, I love your story, and just if you can give us the cliff notes. You were too small. They didn't want you. You were persistent. You kept going, Coach, give me a shot. Coach, give me a shot. And then you got your chance. What was that like? I mean, for you to be able to start your senior year had to be phenomenal.
Yeah, well, it was phenomenal. And when you start off as the you rank lower than a squirrel as a plebe, and they tell you that outright. And so you're already having to talk yourself up as an athlete, and then when they tell you no, you're not good enough, you're not, and I said, well, I can kick, I can do a lot of things, and they said, no, we don't need you as a linebacker at 185 pounds, right? So I just kept working at it, and another opportunity came open in wintertime, and Coach Belichick was the father of Steve. The father of Bill is Steve, and he was at the Naval Academy, and they couldn't say that you're not allowed to be a part of this gym class, so to speak, and it was an open session. In other words, I just invited myself out, and I kept on working it out, and he would yell at us saying, "Pick up your knees, you look like my grandmother." That was Coach Steve Belichick. Can you relate, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Mike, talk to us about who you're spending. I think about Fred Shiro when the Flyers won the Stanley Cup in 73, 74. He said, "When did I walk together forever?" But your experience with the Navy is the same type of thing. It's a bond that you'll never lose.
That's right, and there's every day there's somebody circling the Earth right now in a space situation, and that's Sunny Williams. She's our classmate. So to give you context and perspective, she went from being a Navy helicopter pilot and flying in many different test pilot situations. She got accepted to the astronaut program, and if you watch look at the NASA app, you'll see she's flying over, and she's an athlete from the Naval Academy, and wow. she almost academically didn't cut it, but she was asked, "What are you going to do to fix yourself?" And that's every midshipman has that story. Every athlete has that story, and so Sunny was asked, "What are you going to do?" And she said, "I'm going to do something amazing." That was her story, and she basically did it at the academy. She did it as an athlete, and now she's an astronaut, flying over again for the third time being in space.
That's amazing. And Dave, here's the thing about the Army Navy. These guys go to battle against each other today, and Mike can speak to this better than I can. They go to battle today, and then they fight on the same side.
Yeah.
They fight for America.
Yeah,
that's right.
I got an opportunity to go down and speak to the athletic department down there earlier this year, and I saw, speaking of Steve Belichick, where they buried him there.
They buried him on the.
Yeah, there's no grass on where he. There's no grass over where he's buried, right? And there was a couple places where there was no grass, and you could tell them why. But when you walk by it, if you pass by that, you have to do push-ups. I don't know how many, you'll just see them walk by, and then boom, 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 do push-ups right over top. So there's no grass.
Isn't that funny?
There. It's all dirt. Yeah.
Well, that's appropriate, isn't it, Mike Herron?
It sure is. It sure is. Yeah, Coach is a gritty guy, and Billy. We also talk about who inspired me, and one of them was my brother John, who from the Ocean City Beach Patrol, and we were both lifeguards there, and really proud to be part of that program as well. But John actually inspired me. He was a 3-sport athlete at the Naval Academy.
Wow.
And he basically said, "No, Mike, we're going to do this. You can do this. I believe in you." So he's a senior. I'm a freshman. And he said, "You can't leave this table, midshipman, until you eat these 3 steaks and these 2 potatoes."
Oh, man. Let's talk about the game a little bit, Mike. I mean, Navy's 8-3, Army's 11-1. They just won the AAC championship against Tulane. This is a pretty good game. Army's beaten you guys the last 2 years in a row, and Navy overall leads the series 62-57-7. What do you make about today's game? How do you think Army's got a shot to beat Navy today? Or Navy beat Army? Excuse me.
Well, there's no doubt that Army is favored, and their offensive line is first class, top notch. Number 51, the center, is incredible. You see them driving no matter who they're playing against. Even Notre Dame, he pushed those guys back. So I keep an eye on the offensive line because that's what I did as a linebacker and as a strong safety for the Naval Academy when I was a strong safety. So it's exciting to see that Navy does have a shot. When you look at the first 6 games, they were phenomenal. It was like a highlight reel for the Naval Academy offense.
Right.
So it's really a matter if any team makes a mistake, it's going to show vulnerabilities. They're going to not keep up with the rest of the game. I think it's going to be a game of of just who makes the least mistakes and who can just execute on what the coaches are trying to get across.
Hey, Mike Herron, I got to tell you, we got a big show today, so we got to run. I know you're on your way down to our nation's capital to watch it. Mike, I appreciate you so much, and I respect you, and I love having you on each and every year to talk Army-Navy football. And good luck to Navy, and good luck to you, and we'll talk to you again. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well.
Thanks a lot, Dave. Thanks, Billy, and Merry Christmas to you all, and God bless all the uniformed service members serving our country today and their families.
There he is. All right, thanks, Mike. We'll talk to you. Go Navy, beat Army.
Hoorah.
All right, there he is on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm getting emotional. I can't help it.
No, I'll take it from here. One of the big factors is going to be Kanye Udo from St. Augustine's Prep. He's actually from Mays Landing, and he's a running back with let me read his stats here: 165 yards, carries on 1,064 yards, 10 touchdowns, averaging 6.4 yards per carry. From St. Augustine's Prep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Little local product.
Awesome.
He's one of the best running backs in the country right now.
All right.
So, Billy,
that's
you
awesome.
okay?
Yeah,
You
I'm good.
He's
So on the other
back.
side, we're going to talk with Daniel Head from As for Army podcast, and we'll get his side of the story. I'm looking forward to it. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. Boy, do we love it there. We'll be there next Sunday, the 22nd, for our last regular season show there. We love the food. La Scala's opened last summer to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American and seafood favorites, just like your grandma made. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials, and their game day menu. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday. They're located at 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll talk with Daniel Head. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Dave Klemick, and Nikki Earnshaw right here on 97.3 ESPN.